The moment men meet up, we level ourselves up. While some men do this consciously, most of it is just a natural subconscious instinct. The vast majority of men don't even know this is happening. They are not connected to their primal masculine instinct. This is a secret Sigma and Alpha men know, and they use this consciousness to dominate. This is the way we determine those we take seriously and those we dismiss. It is a necessary instinct we use to identify those who are threats and those we should take as allies. The question now is, do you radiate an aura of dominance that gets you respect, or do you give off the energy of a weakling? Would other men like to be allies with you, or would they see you are a waste of time? What makes Sigma men so different from the pack is, they establish dominance without even saying a word. To learn secrets like the one in this video, subscribe to the channel. With that out of the way, let's get right into it. The number one thing to do is relax. Have a mindset of a man that is ready to tackle any and every situation. To be relaxed means taking ownership of any space you find yourself in. You are not trying to hide or cower in a corner. Even if you are new to an environment, do not show tension. Have you noticed how high-caliber men own their environment? There are several ways these men do this. First, they don't allow anyone to control their movement. You must never allow anyone to box you in. For example, if you are being led to a table in a restaurant, don't just comply with the order. Show that you choose to accept the table offered. Also, never get rushed. Walk at your own pace and do everything at a leisurely but not sluggish pace. Rushing sends a signal of weakness because it relates to desperation or being disadvantaged. There is a reason you would almost never see royalty rushing. This is also true for all powerful men. They don't rush. I must warn you that slowing down can backfire and produce the opposite effect if you are faking it. This tip is not for you to become a sluggish man. It is rather for you to be relaxed and always compose yourself. If you have to consciously slow down, then you are faking it, and people will notice. What you need to do is train your mind to always be relaxed. If you can achieve this state of mind, it would help you create the calm and powerful disposition you need to dominate. This is the first step in asserting dominance. Without a relaxed stance, there is nothing else you do that would assert your dominance. You don't just aim to look relaxed, you have to be truly relaxed. This means you are a master of your emotions and reactions. Even in stressful situations, you take actions that are decisive and affirmative, meaning you do what is practical and disregard everything else. Remember that your focus is to relax, be calm and in control, and not just to move slowly. 2. Use your facial expressions correctly. Motivational speakers would say always smile. This message is very faulty, and there it can be to your disadvantage. Humans are very complex and facial expressions are as important as words we use in communication. Facial expressions are very powerful, and you must stop taking them for granted. Going about smiling at everyone is a sure way of saying you are a nice guy, and you know what they say about nice guys. You will be taken for granted. Smiling is the same as saying, "I love you," and "you can tell me anything." When you smile, you are telling people to be at ease around you. It is an expression used to convey the message that you are harmless. This is not the message you want to be passing across, especially to strangers, except you are trying to disarm them. Keeping the straight face with a blank expression is usually the best way to meet people, smiling only to acknowledge their smile or kindness. This way you communicate that you are capable of showing your disapproval when needed. Don't open yourself up as overly friendly and forgiving. Power is determined by the capability for retribution. Humans would only show respect to those capable of hostility. It is important not to frown or show disgust, because that is another end of the spectrum that would make others judge you as an unpleasant person. The trick is to show that you are capable of being hostile, but willing to be friendly. A straight face and short smiles of acknowledgement is the perfect expression to communicate dominance. Number 3. Take a commanding position. Where you sit, stand, or position yourself in a gathering or group matters. Sigma men love positions where they can observe everybody and everything going on as much as possible. Never take a vulnerable position. The dominant male is always the observer and not the observed. There is a reason why the most important and powerful people always sit in the gallery of a theater or stadium. It is not just so they can see the performance. It is so that they have a privileged position where they observe everyone, and no one observes them. Sometimes you have to step back, and other times you have to step up. One such time you need to step up is when there is a problem. There is no better time to test leadership and dominance than when things are going downhill. In emergencies, weak men run away, or they step back. They are afraid of taking responsibility. It is the dominant member of the group that steps up. Who talks to the police when there is a situation where the police need answers? Who explains the situation to firefighters when they arrive? Or who steps up to talk to the management of an establishment when there is a problem with their services? It is always the dominant person. You will be expected to take responsibility. So stepping up is always a sign of your capacity as a leader and a man that is in charge. Do you know why men traditionally stand or sit to the right side of women? It is a position taken as a defender. He is able to hold the woman with his left hand and fight with his right hand if there is an emergency. Taking a position where you can easily defend yourself and others is always a sign of dominance and would be subconsciously recognized by others. Then there are times you need to step back. When people are entering a building, step back and allow others in first. Never sit in the shadow of anyone. If you do, you would be sending a signal that you need their protection. Number 4. Posture. You have probably heard this before, but it has to be said again as it is extremely important. Your posture would be used to judge how confident you are before anything else. Slouching is always seen as a sign of defeat. Learn to walk upright with your chest out. This is why soldiers are trained to stand the way they do. Soldiers slouching cannot exude confidence. You have no business looking at the floor or your nails as a Sigma male. Leave that to shy and feeble men. All men are designed to be warriors. Don't lose that identity. You are a soldier. Stand, walk, and sit like one. The square posture of soldiers signals their readiness to take action. If your posture does not signal your readiness to fight if necessary, then you cannot command respect or show dominance. 5. Never relate with disrespectful people. Sigma men would never trade respect for anything. They don't want to be loved. They don't want acceptance or to be tolerated. Respect is the most important element in their relationships and social interactions. It is always smart to pay attention to disrespectful behavior being exhibited anytime you are interacting with others. So what do you do when there is a member of the group that is arrogant and disrespectful to others? You alienate him or her. You totally cut them off. Arrogant people would take a mile if given an inch, so don't give such a person any attention. If they are meeting you for the first time, they try to size you up and know if you will take their bull crap. This is where the power of silence comes in. Ignore what they say and do as if they don't exist. 6. Don't fight for power and control. Sigma men are not interested in being the center of attention. When there are several men in a group that are power conscious, it can become messy really quickly. Have you seen alpha males fight in the wild? Sigma males don't fight for power. They fight for their own stake, but Sigma males would not fight to control other men. Give a Sigma male his space, and he would let you have your own space too. Sigmas think differently. They are not egocentric like alpha males, so don't expect them to enter into a power tussle. This actually works in favor of the Sigma men. Anytime two alphas are fighting for power, they look up to other men for support, and with the strong personality of Sigma men, alphas always want to win them over. This places the Sigma in an advantageous position where both alphas want the Sigma male's approval. 7. Always have a distraction. Have you noticed that there is a certain flare of confidence that radiates from men who smoke? It is not the cigarettes or cigar that actually makes them look confident. It is because they can look distracted while smoking. That's right. Imagine a situation where you have nothing to distract yourself with, and you wish to disengage from a conversation, but walking away is not an option. What would you do? Without a distraction, you are left looking awkward. Cigarettes are certainly dangerous to your health, but they provided a distraction for men who wish to be silent, but still look engaged. There are lots of other alternatives you may deploy, such as a gentleman's walking stick or a spinner. Even a coin would do. If you know how to fidget with such objects, you can use them to shift your attention without looking awkward. You don't need to say a word to establish your relevance and dominate your space, as they say. Actions speak louder than words. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and watch this one as well.